if we somewhat invest in certain crucial things like this, where it's somewhat it's like an antidote for ignorance, as we spoke about, to shed light, ooh, you know, and put us in a better place to be to flourish.
Mm.
So I'm just curious about your thoughts on that.
So when we talk about generations, that means we're speaking about human beings, us.
Yeah.
And once we hear the word, apologize for the noise messages.
Right.
um, humans comes with being a human comes with relationships.
Yeah.
We are in relationship with one another. What if I was to tell you two things? One, um, pretty much all conflicts and issues in relationships could actually be solved by eloquent communication and deliberately creating words intentionally. Number two, the big evolution that's happening recently
Yeah.
is that we are becoming more aware that we are not only in relationship with other people, but we are
Yeah.
actually in relationship with ourselves day and night. Being aware of that, some people can brush it off. Some people can, this piece of information can change their mind. Like, oh my goodness, I'm taking care of this human being every single day. I'm in relationship with myself. Imagine if that connection becomes healthy, what is going to happen around us?
Very true.
Relationship with self.
Mm. But what does that say? What does that mean for the ignorance and people that choose to go to travel that road?
What road to be aware of? To
So I'm
to
just
to be.
saying when that communication of that
Mm-hmm,
eloquence of communication is not reciprocal between the two,
mm-hmm.
what does that say for somebody that chooses the other road to not communicate effectively or be somebody of of that type of culture? What if they choose, what, I want to be ignorant? What does that say for what you're trying to do, the culture, the future of that culture?
As you have said already, um, the change takes time.
Mm.
And there's a big debate between free will versus everything is predetermined.
Yeah.
The way I see it, it's more of our subconscious mind versus our conscious mind. So there's an amazing book by Joseph Murphy. It's called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind.
Yeah.
Basically, from his research, it shows until we can prove that today that most of our behaviors, more than 90% of it, subconscious programming. And all this programming happened the first 7 years in our lives. In fact, the first 2 years determines with more than 80% of our lives.
That's a
What do we
that's
do that
that's a
information?
big that's a big statement.
The reason why I bring this up, because I do not believe that anyone chooses ignorance intentionally. Yet, um, searching for more, learning more, actually seems uncomfortable at times to even make a micro adjustments. And
Yeah.
our brain and our body was put together in a way for us to avoid discomfort, to avoid challenge. This is too risky. It may not be even that risky. This is too risky. This is too uncomfortable. And it could be
Yeah.
as simple as I'm going to bring this up. Like, I had a conversation before where I was sharing with someone that the following simple phrase is really powerful.
Yeah.
Basically, I love me.
Mm.
The other person could not say that. It was so not easy to put it on your tongue until fake it until you make it. Can't even do that. Do you think
Yeah.
they're choosing to hate themselves? They're just, there's so many thoughts and feelings within that just telling them this is, it's not true. This sounds crazy. Why would, so our resistance to knowledge uh keep keep us in this ignorant zone, if we were to
Mm.
call it. And I do not, again, I'll repeat this again, I do not believe that anyone chooses to be ignorant. We're just not that aware of our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind that was given to us, we did not really take it. I mean, yeah, we took it, but they gave it to us when we were young. It's not something that we
Yeah.
chose to be programmed that way. Now, being aware of that, that means we can do something about it. So when it comes to generations, imagine if we intentionally cultivate
Mm.
the children's mind just the first 2 to 4 years.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, we need to consider the environment, the culture, the relationship between the parents, and so forth. Early impact.
What 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 significance do you think maturity plays pertaining to maturity in wanting or developing to understand that, this is important pertaining to growth and self-love, etc. um what significance do you think it plays in these people actually evolving to be this type of people that, you know we want them to be, or we expect them to be, but perhaps not quite there, and it might take time, like, or it could be something else that's missing. what what significance do you think maturity plays in all this?
I like that you use the word maturity a lot, and I'm trying to figure out exactly how are we using this label, because I'm
Mm,
one of my key factors that I'm always mindful of how we use labels. So
yeah.
when I hear maturity, are you talking about when we turn like 17, 18 years old, something like that? Or you mean maturity in terms of inner
I
world
suppose I'm speaking
maturity?
about the rate of maturity. That's a thing that's a bit more specific. The rate of maturity, because I think you
Rate.
can be mature at different levels. That doesn't necessarily
Yes.
reflect your age.
Yes. Yes. Becoming into what we are supposed to be
Yeah.
takes a lot of letting go and unbecoming so many other things. The way I'm going to portray this with you, I had this. So when I was in India, I stayed in ashrams and I was teaching English to monks.
Yeah.
And every morning and evening, we do like a sit down static meditation practice. You can sit for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour,
Yeah.
as you like. And I remember, I do not remember the day, except it was like 2017. And we were sitting in the dark room in the ashram, and I was really like reflecting on my life, going through about the project and research. And I reached a point where I was envisioning myself
Yeah.
as I'm walking forward, and I have layers of coats that I'm
Okay.
taking off and just moving forward. I do remember that this vision, meditation experience, whatever you want to call it, it really brought tears to my eyes.
Mm.
It felt re relieving to discharge some of the weight,
Yeah.
to actually be aware that I don't have to take on everything that was given to me. I can actually go in a different direction where I will eventually meet new experiences that will help me to mature more. And the amazing thing is, one thing that no one can take away from us, our
Mm.
experiences. And yeah, I can go on and on about that. So to maturing, into something that we were meant to be requires for us to unbecome so many other things from our childhood and past. And that takes vulnerability. And that's not necessarily an easy thing for men, hence we struggle a lot.
You know, the one thing I did take away from what you just said is it's somewhat of a paradoxical situation, because I suppose to sum it up, you would, by unbecoming, you're becoming, you know? And it's such an interesting thing to think about, the concept of it. But man, I really appreciate your words, man. That's I can hear a lot of wisdom. I appreciate that. We don't have much time, but I'd like to give you the floor just to share what you have going on. You mentioned, I know you have some books. Perhaps we could speak about that and just let us know where you could find it.
Okay, so quick, like we're wrapping up now, right? Because the time.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you really quick. My first book title is Empowering Communication Unleashed. The most powerful voice you will ever hear is your own. Second book is 180 Degree You in 180 Days. Basically, 2-page, about 10-15-minute reading every day for 6 months that shifts the mind slowly, 1 degree at a time. And the third one is The Listener, Learning by Osmosis. Universe is the true university.
I love it. Yeah, that was powerful. I like that
one. Yeah, so observing, listening what's happening around us is like universe is like trying to teach us every single time, all day, every day, but who's listening? And my third book is The Little Green Book, 104 Seeds of Wisdom from the East to the West.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to Egypt in April. We're doing video recording, and we'll engage in some public speaking events and also book signing, all this fun, good stuff.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, my website running thanks to my team. I have an amazing team working with me. My website, mariowisa.com. And you can contact me at mariowisa.com.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thanks so much for sharing some of your time. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. It'll be great to, we definitely need to have another sit down in the near future. It'll be a pleasure to unpack some more. Still have questions, so it'll be great to have another sit down with you. But
it will happen soon, Alex. You're an amazing host, by the way. I really appreciate your vibe.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But Mario Wisa, thanks so much for giving me some of your time. And like I said, we'll be in touch.
Take care, brother. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye for now. Bye.
Mind over matter, overcompensating, overstatements, crookedness related, the soul's churn in return, mental overstimulation, one word, riveting, it terrors my pilot. Streams that are promised to make seeking less